If you're over 50, the way you sleep tonight could change the way your brain works tomorrow morning. Not because of dreams, not because of bad sleep.
When we talk about reducing the risk of stroke, our minds immediately go to the usual suspects. We focus on managing high blood pressure, improving our diet, and making sure we get enough exercise. And to be clear, those are all critically important pillars of cardiovascular health. But what if I told you there's another, often overlooked factor that plays a significant role? It's something most of us do every single night, for a third of our lives, without giving it a second thought. I'm talking about sleeping. More specifically, the position your body is in for 6, 7, or even 8 hours straight. Now, I know it might sound overly simple, but the science behind it is compelling. Think about it. That's roughly 2,500 hours a year spent in one primary posture. Over a lifetime, the cumulative effect is enormous. Your body doesn't just shut down when you're unconscious. In fact, it's a period of intense activity and restoration. Your heart is diligently pumping blood, your brain is clearing out metabolic waste, and your nerves are communicating. Your blood is still moving, your brain is still active, your nerves are still firing. This is where your sleeping position becomes crucial. Certain postures, especially those that twist or compress your neck, can subtly interfere with these vital processes. They can potentially impede blood flow through the carotid and vertebral arteries, the main highways supplying oxygen and nutrients to your brain. This isn't about causing immediate alarm, but about understanding the long-term implications. Over time, even minor consistent obstruction can create unnecessary strain on your vascular system. It's a silent stressor, working against your body's natural restorative functions, all without you ever realizing it. Look, here's the thing. I talk to people all the time who wake up with numb hands, a dead arm, foggy thinking, or dizziness, and they laugh it off like it's nothing. I must have slept funny. But what if that funny position is reducing oxygen to your brain night after night? What if it's compressing the same artery again and again until your brain finally can't take it anymore? That's the part that a lot of people don't realize. Tiny changes in blood flow don't always feel dramatic, but over years they can add up to something serious. And wait until you hear this next part, because it's the thing that really surprises people. Most of us sleep in the same 1 or 2 positions our entire lives. We don't think twice about it, but our bodies absolutely notice. The older we get, the more sensitive our arteries, nerves, and tissues become to long periods of compression. So if you're over 50, 60, or 70, the position you fall asleep in matters more than it ever did before. Let's start with a position a lot of Americans love, often without realizing the hidden risk. Sleeping on your back with one arm tucked under the pillow. It feels supportive, cozy, and for many, it's a deeply ingrained habit. You'd think it's harmless, right? After all, you're not twisting your spine, you're not folding up, and you're not putting pressure on your stomach or internal organs. But here's where the seemingly innocent comfort of this position gets interesting, and where the problems begin to accumulate over time. When your arm is pinned under a pillow and your head is pressing down, that combined weight, which can be 10 pounds or more, creates significant, uneven pressure across your circulatory and nervous systems. This compression often happens at a critical junction called the thoracic outlet, the narrow space between your collarbone and your first rib. Blood flow through the major arteries that feed the arm, like the subclavian and brachial arteries, can get restricted for hours at a time. Your body is surprisingly forgiving in the short term. It'll numb the arm to reduce discomfort, it'll try to reroute blood flow through smaller vessels, and it'll do its best to compensate. But these are just temporary fixes. Over the long haul, this chronic compression can lead to persistent tingling, weakness, and even contribute to premature aging of the arteries in that limb. And while your arm might go numb, your brain feels every bit of that reduction in blood flow. Even a minor decrease in oxygenation can disrupt the delicate architecture of your sleep, potentially pulling you out of deep restorative stages without you ever consciously waking up. So while you think you're getting a full night's rest, your brain isn't getting the quality downtime it needs to repair and recharge. I've heard countless stories from people who wake up thinking they just slept weird, but the tingling or weakness doesn't go away quickly. That lingering weakness? That's your body telling you something didn't go right. And the main problem is how predictable the issue becomes. If you sleep like this every night, your circulatory system adapts in a way that's not really helpful. It tightens, stiffens, and becomes more vulnerable to low blood flow episodes. And the older you get, the harder it is for those vessels to bounce back. Now, let's move to one of the most debated positions: stomach sleeping with the head turned to one side. And I get it. A lot of people swear by this because it feels comfortable, almost like a cozy habit from childhood. But while your mind might find it soothing, your neck has had absolutely no say in the matter, and it's paying a steep price. When your head stays rotated for 6, 7, or even 8 hours, you're creating a prolonged state of stress. The arteries that run up the side of your neck, specifically the vertebral arteries, can get pulled, twisted, or compressed against your spinal bones. These are the same critical blood vessels that supply the back part of your brain, which controls balance, coordination, and vision. So, imagine trying to water your garden with a hose that's twisted near the faucet. The water still comes out, but the flow is significantly reduced. That's basically what's happening inside your neck. Over time, this isn't just about temporary restriction. This chronic strain can lead to neck pain, morning stiffness, and even tension headaches that seem to come out of nowhere. You might also experience tingling or numbness in your arms, as the nerves in your neck can get pinched as well. If you're a dedicated stomach sleeper, breaking the habit can be tough. I suggest using pillows strategically. A firm body pillow can encourage you to stay on your side. You can also try placing pillows on either side of your torso to create a barrier that makes it physically difficult to roll onto your stomach. It's a process of retraining your body for a healthier night's rest. And here's the part most people never think about. Your head weighs around 10 or 11 pounds. That's like resting a bowling ball on a turned neck for hours. Your cervical spine, your nerves, your arteries, they all feel that pressure. Some people start waking up with headaches behind the eyes, ringing in the ears, or this weird dizziness when they stand. They blame it on stress or aging, but many times it's positional. And if you've been a stomach sleeper for decades, your body has been quietly absorbing that strain for years. But the most common one, the one nearly everyone has done at some point, is side sleeping with your arm under your head. People love this one. It feels cozy, it feels safe, and most folks don't even realize how often they default to it. But here's what most people don't realize. Your arm isn't designed to act as a pillow. When you use it that way, you compress the nerves that go through the shoulder and down the arm. More importantly, you narrow the space where major blood vessels travel from your chest to your arm. What does that mean for your brain? Reduced circulation. Not all night, but in waves. Little episodes where your brain isn't getting as much oxygen as it should. And your brain hates that. Even tiny drops in oxygen cause micro-level stress that builds over time. I've talked to people who thought their forgetfulness or morning brain fog was just getting older. But once they corrected their sleep position, they suddenly felt sharper. That's not a coincidence. Your brain loves consistent oxygen flow, and it's not shy about showing the difference when it finally gets it. Now, this next position is the one that surprises people the most because it feels so good. The twisted pretzel position. You know the one. Your upper body faces one direction. Your lower body faces another. Maybe one knee is pulled up higher than the other. People do it because it releases tension in the lower back and hips. But maintaining that twist for hours is a whole different story. Here's where it gets concerning. The arteries that run along your spine supply about 1/5 of the blood your brain needs. When you twist the spine and keep it twisted, you're basically creating a kink in those arteries. Blood flow becomes uneven. Instead of a smooth stream, it gets disrupted. Your brain adjusts, but over time, that adds stress. Some people wake up with neck stiffness, back pain, or this weird pressure behind the head. And that pressure? That's your body fighting to keep circulation steady. But the position that worries me the most, the one almost nobody talks about, is the tight curled fetal position, especially when the chin tucks into the chest. This one feels comforting for emotional reasons more than physical ones. People curl when they're cold, anxious, or trying to relax. But here's the problem. When your chin is pushed down toward your chest, the blood vessels on the front of the neck get squeezed. And those vessels deliver the majority of the blood flow your brain relies on. Think about that for a second. If you reduce that flow even a little bit, your brain immediately starts working harder to compensate. Over a few minutes, it's fine. Over a few hours, it's a strain. Night after night, for years, that's where the real risk builds. And it's not just the arteries. The veins that drain blood from your brain also get compressed in this position. That means blood has a harder time getting out, creating pressure inside the skull. People wake up with headaches, grogginess, or that heavy head feeling. They think it's normal. It's not. But the good news, and this is the part I love sharing, is that there is a much safer position. And it's easy. You don't need special equipment, and you don't need to fight with your body all night. The safest position for circulation, for spinal alignment, and for overall brain health is sleeping on your back with a slight elevation under the upper body, just a gentle incline, enough to help gravity work with your heart instead of against it. Your neck stays neutral, your spine stays aligned, and the blood flow to your brain remains steady and unrestricted. People worry they can't sleep like that because they're not used to it. But the trick is to transition slowly. Start the night in that position. Use pillows on either side to keep yourself from rolling. Add a small pillow under your knees so your lower back feels supported. Most people adjust within a couple of weeks. And the difference? It's real. People report fewer morning headaches, better clarity, more energy, and fewer episodes of waking up with numb or weak limbs. And if you're dealing with snoring or sleep apnea, this position helps with that too. So you're not just reducing strain on your brain, you're improving your breathing and overall sleep quality at the same time. Here's the bottom line. Sleep isn't just rest. It's repair. It's recovery. It's maintenance for your brain and your entire body. And the position you choose nightly can either help that process or quietly interfere with it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to panic if you find yourself in a different position, but making a conscious effort to start your night in a healthier posture can make a meaningful difference over time. If this changed the way you think about your sleep, hit that subscribe button. I break down health science just like this every week. No fear tactics, no fluff, just honest, useful guidance that helps you stay healthier and feel better. And now I want to hear from you. What's your usual sleeping position? Have you ever noticed numbness, a dead arm, dizziness, or morning fog? Drop a comment below. I respond to as many as I can, and your story might help someone else who's been struggling without realizing why.